Hey guys, this is the Commander Casual. Coming at you with my playing my Kynaios and Tiro of Meletis Epic Experiment Storm deck. I'm playing first, and this is kind of slow, but we'll keep it because we look like a group hug deck, and no one will know the wiser. Playing against Maronar, so probably Rat Tribal. Can't imagine what else it would be. Brea, which is lots of artifact synergies, really strong control commander. And Kalemne, which could be giant tribal, but is usually just big, good stuff, Boros. Like lots of scary angels, so we'll live with that. And I'm just gonna F8 so that I'm not wasting too much time. As I'm sure you can see by the bottom of my desktop screen, it's a little late, but I'm on reading break for school right now, so that's just awesome. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of ramp in our hand. We've got our white mana, which is good because we have not a lot of white sources in our deck. So if we draw into like some kind of blue source, we can hopefully get K&T down on turn 4. I suppose we could personal tutor and get like some ramp spell, but I'd rather kind of save that for getting Epic Experiment because it's our deck's bread and butter. And I'm gonna hold my Soul Ring until I actually try and like storm off, or I really need the mana, because it's not gonna help me with K&T obviously, because they're colored symbols, because they haven't died yet, so they don't have any attacks yet. And I also don't want to gather any hate from playing it early. Like this Brea just played a Skull Clamp, and this Kalemne just played a Jewel Amulet, or is that Brea? That's Brea. So just looking at general board state, if people get like a creature out right now, they're obviously going to look to whoever has the best board state. And when they don't really have like a good reason to attack somebody, but there's no reason not to, people usually just go for whoever's in the lead, quote unquote. And right now it'll probably be Brea, just because they have some artifacts out. Oh no, sorry, it's the Kalemne, but still, with the Skull Clamp, it's obviously looks scarier than this Jeweled Amulet, which is just kind of mana fixing in a weird way. So that, yeah, even though we have two tutors, I don't know if I want to yet. Maybe I will. Yeah, we've got the two. Alright, I'll grab a ramp spell then. And then we'll draw into it and cast it next turn. Or we grab a Cultivator or Kodama's Reach. And then we can Blighted Woodland after that, or we can KT right after that. Let's take a look. There's our Kodama's Reach. What 9 am I on? No, so we wouldn't have Explosive Vegetation next turn. Yeah, let's take a Cultivate. And we'll go from there. And tap out so we can F8. So I don't have any reason to play my Soul Ring yet, because I'm just going to hide and be sneaky. New Ixalan card, Pillar of Origins. Choose a creature type. Add 1 mana of any mana. Cool. Cast creatures of the chosen type. Alright, so he's gonna choose Rat, I assume. It's just a... It's the black diamond, essentially. Charcoal diamond? Yeah, but only for rats. Okay, so it's slightly worse charcoal diamond right now. Still though, I really like all the new... I love Ixalan, just his themes, as I'm sure tons of other people do. Pirates, dinosaurs, vampires, and merfolk are super cool. I was really excited to see Vona because I built my Night Tribal deck out of that. But I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing for the next chunk of Ixalan. Usually I read up on the story of the expansions recently, but I haven't read any of the Ixalan stuff yet. I just know that Jace is in a faraway land, and after having his mind fairly thoroughly assaulted by Nicobolus in Armageddon, in Hour of Devastation set, so I'm assuming they're just he's just like kind of castawaying it with amnesia, and he's just like, man, I don't know who I am, but I still have all my ridiculous powers. Because the world knows we need more Jaces. Mind Stone for Kalemne, and the Sprea bounced whatever their land is to play a Boilerworks last turn too. That's just a Mind Stone Brea. You can F8. You're not gonna miss anything. And I doubt you have a, I don't know, Simian Spirit Guide to respond to anything. So there's our Cultivate. Flare Mountain. I guess if we Soul Ringed, we could have casted that Explosive Vegetation, but again, I still don't want to do that. So we're just gonna grab a couple. No, we'll grab an island and a forest because we've got red and blue on our monastery. We'll play Kynaios and Tiro next turn, and an extra land off of them. Because they'll draw us a card and let us play a land at our end step, as they do. And then everybody else can either draw a card or ramp on their end step. Let's see what you got, Rat King, or Rat Rogue. Rat creatures have fury, sack a rat, and you make more rats based on the number of rats you control. Okay. Maronar united 3 Nizumi gangs when he slew their leaders in a single night. Now they call him their first lord. And a lord he is. What's the rat that just you can have like any number in a deck? Is it, they just tap for white? What? Oh, sorry. Why am I calling it a charcoal diamond? That was foolish. But I obviously doesn't have any other colors in his deck, so. Engines who deals combat to player X up to 2 target cards in that player's graveyard. Well, that's not awesome for us. And we don't really need our graveyard, but we like to have it in case we get like a Mizzix Mastery. Or Praetor's Council. Those are nice. Again, I find with this deck when you reach a point where you're casting ramp spells and you basically have no basics left in your library. But usually if you're casting them in like a Mind's Desire, an Epic Experiment, or like some other form of free cast from this deck, you just do it anyway because it contributes to the storm count of like Grape Shot or Ignite Memories or Temporal, whatever the bounce one is, and or like a Hunting Pack, Empty the Warrens. Those are our main storm cards. I did used to run Volcanic Awakening, which is the land destruction one, but I'm not a huge fan of land destruction in Commander. I think it's a little bit too mean. So Brea's only on red-blue mana, clearly. I think the land they played before was oh, they have a Plains revealed. Okay, so they might just be off black then, or they could have some in their hand, but they're not right now. Play Kalemne. Christ, that commander doesn't have haste. Just double strike and vigilance, and it just hits like a truck for every other truck you play. My brother has a Kalemne deck in paper, and although Boros isn't a super strong commander color combo, it still hits like a truck, and it's really easy to kind of forget that Boros cards are good in that sense, but. Yes. I suppose I should wait for second main, but even when we can attack with K and T, we don't usually anyway, just because it kind of sticks to the image of group hug deck. I don't know what this guy has to respond to, but I guess I like to yield a lot of the turn because I like faster games, and I also I'm probably guilty of just wanting to play my spells on my turn rather than like waiting and yielding through everything, and I guess that makes me not as good of a player, but that's just how I am. So now we're gonna get K&T's ability. So we're gonna draw a card, and then we can play a land, and we'll play the tap land. It's great with the temples we have in here too, because sometimes you'll randomly get like a temple at the end of your turn, and then you can scry for your next draw. It's just an added bit of convenience. And when you're like hunting for an epic experiment or some certain card, and you don't have any tutors in hand, it's really convenient. Okay, so we got a ramp out of the Brea player, but it looks like the other guys just drew a card, so they're either out of land, or they have land now, or they just wanted to draw cards. Thank you, sir. That's aggressive. Your deck, mate. These guys talking about rats? Oh, rates, rats. Damn rats, boy. Well, too bad I can't clamp your rats. I can though, just have to draw it. Yeah, not overly surprising that he has a skull clamp in the rat deck. Never really seen the rat deck in paper or on MTGO, so I don't know if it's good. But I'm always a little wary of mono black, just because it has the potential to go really big with a lot of mana suddenly, with like Bubbling Muck and Urborg and Cabal Coffers and all the artifacts that double up your mana, like Cage Sun and Gauntlet of Power and Extra Planar Lens. And I find that recently, at least since our Devastation came out, I just keep getting hit with that massive like Torment of Hailfire spell. It makes you like discard a card, sacrifice a permanent, or take 3. And you get hit by like X is 17 or something like that, and you basically like discard your whole hand, sack a couple permanents, and end up with like 3 health. And then you're like, well, it was a fun game then, see ya. Grave Robber or Graveyard Hate. If they go to Graveyard Hate and there's no cards, they flip, and then they get to Reanimator or Rise from the Dead, I guess. Play that 5 mana and get a creature back. But don't think anybody has any creatures in the graveyard. Nope. Oh, but I guess it's self-synergy with the sacrificing of rats. Is he competitive? He's a hugger, but colors make for combos. No. We don't have any combos in here. Group hug is my fave. Shit. Heart. I'm innocent. Don't touch me. Just sit there and let me wreck you. I forgot to sack land. Well, it's a good thing you can do. Oh, right, for his last turn. That was foolish. Nah, whatever. Left it up just to forget. It's unfortunate for him. Boros Signet. The opening turns are always, I was gonna say always a little slow, but they're usually a little bit faster if people always yield. But okay, remember to use his Evolving Wilds in this time. Yeah, so our Brea's on color now. Obviously our Maronar is on color, and our Kalemne was never off color. We got a little bit more mana now, so we're probably gonna start seeing some big nasties next turn. Just curious if it's Giant Tribal or just Terrifying Boros. And Terrifying Boros is usually almost Angel Tribal, just because there's like Gisela and Citadel Siege. Chose cons, so the beginning of your combat turn, 2/+1/+1 counters entire creature you control. That's not ideal. So Kalemne is gonna hit like more of a truck already. Poor Rhea. That's 10 commander damage right to your face. On turn 4. Yikes. That's okay. We'll just sit here. I obviously don't have any need or want to attack us yet, so I think we're just gonna Blighted Woodland and Mystical Tutor. Scared though, because that guy did out us for possibly being like for combos. Yeah, so it's in their heads that we might be a combo deck. So that's not super awesome, but we're just gonna be like, don't mind me, and do a little bit of ramping. So that's just how we roll. We're gonna grab an island and a mountain, because blue and red are more important colors. Green's really just in here for the ramp, for the most part. And like thinning the lands out of our deck, and also just making a bigger epic experiment go hand in hand, because we want to hit less lands and more instants and sorceries with our epic experiment. And even for that, another accessory we have for that is Mana Severance, which literally just lets you go through your deck and exile all the lands you want. So it's a pain in the ass to do on MTGO, because you have to like click every land at once, and it takes a sec to think every time you click on a land, but so I kind of steer away from it, but it is there. Do we Mystical Tutor? Do we wait? What do we have? We have 6 mana, 8. We're not really at our critical mass, or minimum mass, I should say, for Epic Experiment yet. So I think we'll just bide our time for now, and hope we draw land here, get some more ramp going. Yeah, we're not going to attack, we're just going to sit here. Grape Shot. No land to put down, but we'll take the draw. Someone needs to get in Discord and teach me how to play Commander. Which player is that? The best, Zach? Oh, it's our Brea player. Because this was the coolest looking deck, so I made a version of it. And I got focused down and don't know how to play it. Should say control combo. Commander. Sorry, I'm sure you guys can hear my loud mechanical keyboard through my mic. And probably me scratching my beard as well. Sorry. The thing that I find, my brother also has a Brea deck, and of the 2016 product in paper that we got, I got the Yidris deck, and he got the Brea deck, and honestly, it's so frustrating playing the Yidris deck against Brea, because as soon as you get Yidris out, he just gets nuked by Brea's ability, given the target creature -4/-4. It also just it does really well with recovering from getting like board wiped and destroyed and stuff like that, because it's anytime things of yours would die, you just sack them for value. And Brea is an artifact herself, so you can just sack her for value, which is also good for kind of getting away from, even if you were to like try and enchant her and stuff like that, to stop her from doing stuff but not put her back in the command zone. You can just sack Brea in response, because it just takes 2 mana up and 2 artifacts to sack. So you can just sack her in response, get her out of the way, and then recast her later. And I mean, you're playing artifact synergy anyway, so you usually have a ton of mana rocks. So even though it's quite literally not green, it doesn't usually seem to struggle for mana very much. Yeah, we got our little Thopters out here. And the artifacts is they have 4. Just really hoping this guy didn't. He said he recreated it, but if he's got a worm coil engine and stuff like that in there, I'm gonna be a little weary. But he just wants to draw some cards now, which will kind of cut his options for activating Brea unless he wants to sack it, but I don't think he wants to sack Skull Clamp. I really like doing goofy style decks, and I've thought very hard about doing like Brea Thopter Tribal, and just running like all the cards that generate Thopter tokens. Thankfully, tons came out with Aether Revolt, and then just running a bunch of flicker or blink effects just to bounce Brea and focus on her enter the battlefield trigger, and put like a Panharmonicon in and stuff like that. Because that's the kind of thing that I think is fun. Is equipment instant or sorcery? Sorcery speed. So he must be fairly new to Magic in general then. Well, I hope he enjoys Commander. Commander's my favorite format by far, but I like to watch a lot of Modern on like MTG Goldfish's channel. Watching Seth, or better known as Saffron Olive. And I also really like Draft. We do paper drafts with all the whenever a new set comes out. We just did Ixalan the other day, and one of my buddies just drafted he literally got like Vraska in the first pack, so I just drafted like a black-green good stuff deck, and the rest of us all did tribes. They did like Gruul Dinosaurs. I think my brother did like Esper Control Vampires, and my other buddy did, what's his name? I think he did Merfolk. But yeah, no, the Vraska deck just ended up winning. He got Vraska like a remarkable amount of times, and that Planeswalker's just so good. At least in Draft. Although I think it's just pretty good overall anyway. Okay, let's get moving, guys. Ingature and destroying artifacts. Probably targeting Brea. Right. Just evoking it. Oh, does that trigger that? That's a dirty, dirty combo. I guess it is. CMC and Evoke is technically casting. Gross. That's some serious value for paying 1 red. Bloodstained Mire. Fetch lands. That's too rich for my blood, even though they're way cheaper on MTGO. Okay, I'm doing something. Sorcery speed, thanks. Oh, well, I just made this deck, and for some reason I have a vampire in here. Is that the black guy? Sorry, the black guy, the black player. You know what I mean? Must have misclicked. Okay. I don't think there's a vampire that has anything to do with rats. That is a scary Kalemne. Scary. Yeah, I just buffed it with Elspeth, that's why. Ooh, flying. So he can just kill somebody here. Because that's commander damage. Can't kill Brea, though. Because it doesn't have trample, right? Yeah. I was going to say, because I know an ogre that makes rats. Oh, there are orcs and ogres. Yeah, there's one from the newer Ravnica set that has it. Lotus, how do you like that deck? Oh, right, because Kalemne isn't the precon. I'm thinking about getting that on paper. Bro. Shouldn't say that like I have anything against white-red. It's just known for typically not being that strong in Commander. Just because it's such a late-game format. You get way more value out of blue and black and green, just because that's where like the big late game stuff is. Or at least green lets you ramp up to it, blue gives you lots of card advantage typically, and then black just kills people. See you, rats. Yeah, that's 22 commander damage, and that's a kill. So we might Cyclonic Rift here, because I think we can Rift and then Mystical Tutor, right? Yeah, we would have managed to do that. Even if we knew to drop our Soul Ring, we could, but I don't want to yet either. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything against the Brea player, other than bump their Skull Clamp. That doesn't do shit, but I wouldn't mind resetting the Kalemne, and it doesn't have haste, so that's good. It'll also keep the Elspeth in a slightly healthier range. Let's Temple and see what we scry. Nice thing about Mystical Tutoring is we'll get our Epic Experiment this turn, because KNT will have us draw it. Because we're going to Mystical Tutor before our end step, rather than like at instant speed next time. Because we don't even need to bother. I'm going to keep that. No, if we're Epic Experimenting next turn, we don't want to hit that. Oh, I guess we're shuffling anyway. Who cares? Yeah, we're gonna overload Cyclonic Rift. Leave that blue up for Mystical Tutor. Yeah, I forgot how much of his land base was rocks too. That's unfortunate for him. Take a look at all of our instants and sorceries. And we're going to take Epic. And we're just going to pass, and we draw Epic. Don't have any other lands to play. Why did he quit? He was dead anyway. You might not know about the commander rule. Commander damage rule. You deal... Sorry, you do 21. Combat damage. Spelled something like that. You gotta buy Kalemne for 42. You did. Anyways. Yeah, I didn't know. That's okay. I'm excited to see a new player. I love Commander, and I love that other people are discovering it still. Actually, it's probably growing more now than it has ever. Getting really popular. Got a Vidocq and Orrery. So he can play stuff at instant speed, but he's not, even though he's not going to have to discard cards. So what's the point of having a Vidocq and Orrery? Yeah, it's okay. He's a new player. He's still figuring stuff out. I'm sure he'll come across the revelation. Magus of the Will. Yeah, that's part of the pre-con, so he must have just looked at the pre-con list and then... Because I don't think he just bought it outright. But I must have looked at the pre-con list and just built a shell based off of it. I guess if he wanted to equip Skull Clamp, he would have had to play all that on this turn, so... Might have also been why I was asking why, or what speed you can equip at. Because you can attach at instant speed if it's an effect, but... Equips only sorcery speed. Sacred Foundry, tapped. Wait, what? Oh, he sacked Bloodstained Mire. I thought he played that like at instant speed. I was super confused. Plays out his Jeweled whatever and his Mind Stone again. I guess I took the counters off Jeweled thing when I bounced it. It wasn't really what I was thinking of, but hey, benefit. How much can we Epic Experiment for next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So X would be 7 plus 1 because we'll play our Soul Ring. So we'll be hitting 8, which is every CMC of all the instants and sorceries in our decks. So that's nice. It'd be nice if we hit like a Praetor's Council or something. If we hit like a if we hit a bunch of rituals, that'd be awesome. Like if we hit like a Frantic Surge and like a Praetor's Council, or like a Mana Geyser and a Frantic Surge and Praetor's Council, something to give us green on top of extra mana, and then Praetor's Counseling everything back to our hand, because then we can hit a ton of rituals, get a ton of mana, and then Epic Experiment again in the same turn, and then just completely storm off. Rise from the Tides. Really like that spell, but it's not super helpful here. So we'll just tap a green, play our Soul Ring. I suppose we could wait a turn and play a Mirari's Wake, but I'd rather not. Just because I don't want to. And Mirari's Wake also paints a huge target on your back, and I don't want them to just destroy it, because they're playing colors that could destroy it. And so we'll pay all our mana. Let's hope we don't hit too many lands. And go! Epic Experiment for 8. So we got a Boundless Realms, Desperate Ritual, Mizzix Mastery, Slice and Twain, and a Metamorphose. So I was kind of got what I wanted, I guess, in that I got some rituals. So we had five mana to work with. So I guess we could play our Mirari's Wake this turn anyway. So that's cool. Put Boundless Realms on the stack first, because it doesn't really matter when it resolves. What am I going to Mizzix Mastery? Is that Clonic Rift? That's not great. I'd probably just do it with a Mystical Tutor instead and draw whatever card I can get. That's a shame that we hit Mizzix Mastery though. Yeah, we'll go Metamorphose, Desperate Ritual. I guess we destroy the Ori here. I guess we could destroy his land. Yeah, I don't love Flash, because that's a pain in my butt usually, so we're going to slice that. And we'll Mizzix Mastery the Mystical Tutor. Yeah, because we don't need the ramp, so Mystical Tutor's just the better personal tutor. Yes, we're going to cast Mystical Tutor. Grab Praetor's Council to do it all again. We won't be able to. Oh, I guess we'll Boundless Realms. Yeah, let's grab Praetor's Council, because we'll get it at the end step. Metamorphose. We're gonna add green white and do our Mirari's Wake. Any combination, okay. Green and white. Oh, I drew Brain Freeze. I wouldn't have decked anybody anyway. How many do we get? We get 9. So let's grab the Forest. I will grab 2 Forests. Sorry, I was covering my face there. It was probably pretty muffled. 2 Forests. Bunch of islands. And then we'll do 3 mountains. Because we can. And Boundless Realms is ridiculous like that. Yes, now I have a crap ton of mana. We're going to have a crap ton more with our Mirari's Wake. And we get that sweet Anthem effect on K and T. This is exactly why that's in here. It's for that sweet combat damage. And we get an extra land on top of that too. If we draw a land next turn, I'm going to be a little upset because we just thinned the crap out of our deck. So So we only hit like 2 lands on our epic experiment though. We had our Firebrand Archer. That's annoying. At least it doesn't stay exiled. The stuff all goes to the graveyard, so we'll get it all back with our Praetor's Council. I see, I see. Yes, that's kind of what this deck does. I wouldn't have mind hitting our Beacon of Immortality, just because I would have loved to jump up to 80 life. Not that I think it'll be relevant, but I think we've pretty much got this locked down next turn, because we have so much mana now that we'll just Praetor's Council for... I suppose we could dump a bunch of our spells, Praetor's Council them all back, and then go again. That's probably the way to do it, but kind of lazy though. Oh, but we won't have much mana. Yeah, because we don't have a ton of ritual effects right now. So now we'll just, we'll Praetor's Council. Or we'll Grape Shot or Brain Freeze right off the bat. Just to get some extra pokies in. Or we could Rite of Replication and copy the Rite of Replication with Increasing Vengeance. And then I think even flashback on that too, and just get a billion Mirror Battle Spheres. Which is just great. Yeah, I might do that. Because I want to. It'd also be really fun to cast a few spells and just Grape Shot each of those little mirrors. We're just gonna wait. Alright, he can Skull Clamp all the mirrors. That's annoying. We're just gonna yield to that because he's gonna do it a bunch of times. Probably. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna yield to that too. I suppose I could tap my island and then I wouldn't have to actually pay attention to any of these triggers. I was playing a game with this deck, and it came down to me and one other guy, and they had like literally 1 life left after I Ignite Memories them a bunch of times, and I think they had a bunch of power on board, and like if I didn't top deck something I would have lost, and they literally had 1 life left, and I top decked my Grape Shot, so I didn't even have to storm it. I literally just, I was like, you got to see this top deck, man, and then I just Grape Shotted the guy in the face for 1 and won the game. We were both just in stitches. Thought it was hilarious. He was a good sport about it too. Doesn't matter how good your deck is. If luck's on your side and you can top deck the card you need exactly at the right time, because there's not a whole lot of direct damage in this deck. I just Grape Shot. I think there's a Prophetic Bolt and Ignite Memories, but that's variable because you could hit a land with that and do nothing. Yeah, I made the mistake once of casting Temporal Fissure before Ignite Memories and bounced a ton of some guy's lands back to his hand, and then tried to burn him with Ignite Memories, and about half the triggers just hit lands and did nothing, which is unfortunate. I'm kind of seeing what my deck does too. Oh, I know what my deck does. I also know what that deck does, for the most part, because I'm used to playing against my brother's version of it. He's not attacking me, is he? No, he's attacking Lotus. Yeah, I think we're gonna Rite of Replication and then Increasing Vengeance it, and then Increasing Vengeance it again, because I think that interaction works. So, and I think we have enough mana to do that. We should have enough mana to do that. And then we'll have 5 tokens per. So we'll get 5, and then we clone it once, so we'll have 10 total, and then we'll clone it 2 more times, so we'll have 20. It's gonna be ridiculous. 20 mirror battle spheres, which will give us 4 mirrors per battle sphere. So we'll have 80 1/1 mirrors. How about I don't break MTGO? I would put a real dampener on that. I keep forgetting where's Mirari's Wake too, so everything's doubled. So we've got 7, 5 is 12, 4 is 16, 17, 18, 19, double all that, so we have 38, plus 2 is 40, so we have 40 mana next turn. Unless this guy wrecks our Mirari's Wake with some white enchantment removal. Which I really hope he doesn't. What is it? What is it? Don't you break my heart. Don't you tap that Coalition Relic and into the core of my... Oh, that's not... Is that spell? I don't know. Whatever the XL one is. Oh, I was just playing a Citadel Siege again. I feel like his deck doesn't do a whole lot other than what we're seeing. Chaos Warp. It's a nice removal, even though we don't really need it. Oh right, forgot the islands to have double. I'm gonna copy the hell out of that. Why didn't it let me respond to it? Is that on me? Yeah, whatever. Maybe I auto-yielded it or something. Or I literally just had the opportunity and hit OK instead, because I'm a fool. Whatever. We're still Gucci, golden, and all great and stuff. I could just try again and Praetor's Council it. Shall we try again? Let's try again. Or should we just epic experiment? Ugh! So hard to choose. Let's try it again. Cast with kicker. Or do I have to maintain priority? Do I do that? I hold control, I think. Am I maintaining priority? No! Whatever. We have enough, I guess. Still disappointed though. Now you don't even get one. 'Cause I said so. Okay, we're turning off auto yields. Because I was gonna try and copy that too and it didn't work. I don't have a way to give them haste though. I get board wiped. How much mana do we have still? 34, it's 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's just epic experiment now. Go for the biscuit. Or gold, or whatever the expression is. We hit our minimum 8. Or our minimum used to be 10 when I had time stretch in here, but I cut that because it was no fun. Ooh, we just get to untap all of our lands now. Get rid of these cards. Browbeat, targeting me because I want to draw cards. Ring Delight's kind of useless because I didn't cast it for any mana colors. Morals Expertise. Targeting Galemne, Magus, and Coalition Relic, I guess. Regrowth, targeting Red Replication. I want to cast Insult after Ignite Memories, because I want the Ignite Memories to do some mad damage. What am I looking at here? She started there. I didn't. Okay, we're just waiting. Then we're going to cast Insult, and then we're going to cast Mice Desire. Oh, no! Insult's not going to resolve until the last trigger anyway. Whatever. Maybe if they don't pay attention, they'll browbeat themselves for 10. Volcanic Vision, so I can just board wipe it anyway. And put those there. We'll split the Ignite Memory between the two of them. And then we will see how they burn. Wrath of God, that's for Elspeth. Possible Gearhulk. This guy is just torching. What did I hit? Arc, what? Lands? No! Swan Song. Deals 1 damage. Great, thanks. Yeah, now we get our Insult. Great. Now we get to burn him for possibly more. Regrowth, so we get our card back. Morals Expertise. To cast something from our hand, which is going to be I guess I'll cast Increasing Vengeance starting Browbeat. Name targets. I'm going to draw out the rest of our library because I want to. Oh wait, no, we don't have mana. What am I doing? Not yet. Turnabout hasn't resolved yet. I do not wish to take 5 damage. Do you wish to take 5, 10 damage? Because I feel like they'll forget about Insult already. Take the 10. Or help this Lotus guy misplays it and just kills himself with it. He's super funny. But I feel like they probably think that another 3 cards won't change much about my hand. Kinda right. Oh, you took the Browbeat. I hope that was by accident and not on purpose. That's just a way out. That's hilarious. GG. I do not wish to take 5. So, I understand that Storm and this kind of style of deck is not super fun for everybody. And like I do like to focus on everybody having lots of fun usually when I play. But this deck just has a special place in my heart because I think it's really sneaky and I really like that. But I understand the annoyance to other people. So let's Brain Freeze this guy for a bunch. Not the best you got. Oh, buddy. Ain't seen nothing. Well, our grape shots are gonna do double damage too. I should have increasing vengeance the insult. That would have made everything do like quadruple damage. Gonna mill half your library. Actually, playing this game. Oops. Didn't mean to do that for caps. Just started a YouTube channel. Say hi, like the 3 people that will watch this, because I'm not popular. Hopefully it will be at some point. Brain freeze him for 1 million. Now he has like 30 cards left in his library. Oh, we can't play a land. Be grape shotted. Talking to like 5 people. That'll see this. But hey, you 5 people, don't you think you're not special to me? Because you are. You're the converted that I appreciate. Oh man, I butchered the spelling on your there. Whatever. I love having a mechanical keyboard, and it's awesome while I'm gaming, and I never screw up on it while I'm gaming, but I'm just a horrendous typer. So, I'm just gonna grape shot him for 1 billion. You got Discord? Want to teach me, Commander? I do have Discord, but it's like 3 a.m. Any other time. Just play lots. You'll learn. That's how I did it. Sweet. GG, man. That was fun. And he seemed like a pretty good sport about getting stormed out, so. And that's the game. Alright, so this will be probably my first upload for this deck. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. This has been the Commander Casual. Peace.